The one and only Mr. Matt Cardle, hello.
How's it going? You alright?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Really good. Thank you very much, mate. And yourself?
I'm very well, thank you. Now, Matt, what a 2 years it's been for you. You rose to fame in 2010 after winning the X Factor. Now, but I want to know, what made you want to apply for the show? Was there something that made you think, hang on, this could be for me?
No, well, the thing is, I've been a singer-songwriter as long as I can remember. You know, I started singing when I was about 9, started playing guitar when I was 11, and have been doing this my entire life. And I was slogging away in bands and writing my own solo albums and writing albums for bands and stuff and doing all this legwork. And then it was one of my ex-girlfriend's friends who put me up for the show, actually, without me knowing. She sent me the video to the online audition. And, you know, I was surprised and I didn't know whether to do it or not. And went down to the audition, and one thing kind of massively led to another, you know. And
did you ever expect to win the show? Because, I mean, it must have been such a great experience when you heard Dermot call your name.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I couldn't believe I got into the show, for the live show. But, you know, when Dermot said that, I was just, I can't really describe how I felt.
Now, when you were on the show and you had a mentor who was kind of giving you new songs to sing, was there ever a bit of a kind of friction? Because was there ever a disagreement? Was there a song that you never wanted to do, but you had to do it?
No, I mean, to be fair, the majority of the time I was happy with the song choice. But, you know, Danny was so supportive of me on the show and has been ever since. You know, she's an absolute angel. And, you know, we've touch, and she's been supportive right up to it. She will continue to support me, you know. So she really helped me out.
That's great stuff. And, you know, how did you cope with the instant fame? Because when you're on the X Factor, the instant fame you get is amazing. You're in the front page of the papers, your Twitter followers are just huge, you're going to all these big premieres.
Yeah, I mean, you just understand why it's happening and why it's happening then, and, you know, the fact that that kind of hype can't sustain forever, do you know what I mean? So you just need to carry on doing what you're doing and building my career, which is what I'm doing now, you know. I mean, I managed to write the first album and I've written the whole of the second album. You know, that's in a year to have 2 top 10 albums is an incredible thing for me. It's amazing.
And I mean, your debut single, When We Collide, went straight to #1. Now, can you remember how you celebrated that? Was there a few drinks involved?
Yeah, there was a fair few drinks. And for that, I can't even remember what happened.
And, I mean, since then, obviously, you had your single, Run For Your Life, written by Gary Barlow and stuff, but your new album, I must say, is absolutely incredible.
Thank you.
It's definitely, you can tell, it's music that you enjoy. It really represents who you are.
Yeah, thank you. You know, it's, like I said, I changed labels after the success of Letters, you know, going platinum, and then we did the Letters tour, which kind of sold out 23 shows all around the country, you know. And I was on such a high, and then, you know, obviously we switched labels, and then my relationship fell apart, and that's where I started writing The Fire from. And it's just, you know, I got to write the songs myself. I got to play all the instruments on the album myself and produce it myself. So I really feel like I'm totally inside this record, you know.
And you got great reviews as well. And I mean, The Fire is out now. You've had, like you said, you had a great review, and it's back into the top 10 album charts.
Yeah, I mean, it went straight in at #8, you know, so that's, you know, to say my second top 10 album, and I'm so happy with the response and, you know, the way it's selling, and the reactions to it has been absolutely, you know, outstanding. So thank you so much to everyone.
And so, for you, what's kind of your favourite single or song, you know, track from this album? Is there one that stands out for you that, you know, you like the most?
Well, there's a track called Lately that it took me a long, long time to write. I bought a piano last Christmas, and it's the first thing I wrote was the piano piece and the riff to Lately, and then it took about 8 months to really finally get to the stage that it's in now, you know.
And do you have any upcoming projects that you can quickly tell us a little bit about? You got any upcoming tours that might be in the pipeline?
Well, we're going to do some shows early next year, but we're going to push this album internationally, so that's going to eat up a lot of time in next year. So, yeah, with fingers crossed, we're going to throw this over the pond, you know. And
like you said, you've had an amazing... I've been reading some of the reviews, and the top kind of magazines have just said this album is genius, your writing is amazing, the vocals in it are brilliant. And like I said, it was... Because, I mean, the Run For Your Life track, what were your opinions on that? Did you enjoy that?
Well, I mean... looking back, I mean, it was... I related to the song, like I said at the time, I definitely did. And whether it was me or not, I don't know. I certainly related to it. But that whole album, that whole process, that whole product was still a product of X Factor. Run for Your Life and the whole of Letters, I still was in the X Factor bubble. But now, with The Fire, totally out of that. I've done it off my own back. I've written it, I've produced it, I've played the instruments, and with the help of the new label, we've managed to get it back up in the charts.
And like I said, it's absolutely amazing. But where does your inspiration come when it's songwriting? What do you look to inspire you when you're writing new tracks?
Well, I mean, it's anything and everything that's happening in my life, and The Fire was written when I was heartbroken about losing my girlfriend, and that's the whole crux of the album, really. I mean, you've got albums and albums worth of material when you lose someone you love,
And last question here: when you put the album together, you must have had quite a lot of tracks. So how do you narrow it down to just the tracks you had on the album? That must be quite difficult.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's the ones that make the most rounded and relevant album, the ones that sequence well, and the ones that make sense, and the ones that tie together. And the thing is, any song that I was writing at the time could have been on the album because they were all about the same thing. But there was a lot of sad songs, and we didn't want to make a sad album because at the end of it I was feeling positive. So we used some really uplifting songs.
I'll tell you what, I absolutely love The Fire track itself, and It's Only Love.
Thank you, mate. Thank you very much.
Thank you for joining us. People can go onto your website, www.mattcardlemusic.com. There's all the information on there as well about the new album and where they can buy it from.
Brilliant, there certainly is.
Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you have a good evening.
And you, thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care.
Easy, mate. Bye-bye.
Bye.